Though I had flipped through it a couple of times growing up, I had never actually seen a full episode of Roseanne. The first episode I saw was actually the premiere of the news show that came out earlier this spring. Seeing the new episodes, I noticed that they were really funny, but also covered thoughtful family topics. I found myself anxious to see the next new episode. I found myself getting pretty impatient too until I realized, wait a minute, I have 9 seasons worth of episodes from the old show that I can check out during the week. So, for the last month and a half, I've checked out every episode. That's right, I've seen all 9 seasons of Roseanne in addition to the 9 episodes of the new show Roseanne. And here's my review of the series. Season 1. I like that the show just starts without introducing each parent, child, relative, neighbor, and just jumps right into the day in the life of this family getting through the days. There is a later episode involving Crystal, a neighbor saying goodbye to a lost loved one, and that episode's pretty emotional. Then there's an episode involving a storm, and you can tell they're using big practical effects for the stage that were top-notch for the time. You definitely get a sense that a storm is hitting them. It's well done, and it's a fun episode. There aren't any big standout episodes from this season, not any big hilarious moments, but the show is really fun. They got renewed for another season, which proved to be for the best, since the show only got better. Season 2. It seems like a bigger budget with episodes like Sweet Dreams, where Roseanne dreams of a long bathtub time by herself, which leads to a fantasy bathtub trial where the courtroom is inside of a shower room. It's very funny. Then there are episodes like Brain Dead Poet Society that are more serious. In this episode, Darlene fears that her poetry skills might not be that good, so Roseanne explains to her that she has to write what she knows, write with her heart, and write with her best effort. It leads to a very nice presentation by Darlene when she presents her poem at the school that night. I love the deep growing up themes in episodes like this one. Season 3 has the hilarious Trick or Treat episode where Darlene has the funny alien out of stomach costume, and then Roseanne puts on this bearded man costume as she goes to a bar on Halloween night and almost gets into a fight before her husband Dan, played by John Goodman, comes in and saves her. That episode is very funny. Then there are more serious episodes involving Dan's father. Season 3 also introduces us to Becky's boyfriend, Mark. In the beginning, Mark seems like this dirty guy, but later episodes reveal that it's not that he's the bad person, it's that he's badly influenced, and Becky influences him into the right direction. That's a good story arc, how the right woman can bring out the right parts in a guy. Season 4 has some weak episodes, but some really good episodes too, like the 2-part Vegas trip, the hilarious bingo episode, and the episode introducing The Big Bang Theory's Johnny Galecki playing David, Darlene's boyfriend. Mark and David are brothers. Isn't that weird? Mark and David are brothers dating Becky and Darlene, who are sisters. It's weird, but it's played out well. There are episodes involving John Goodman bowling, which makes me think he's preparing for the Flintstones in The Big Lebowski. Then there are episodes where he sings, which makes me think he's preparing for Blues Brothers 2000 and Monsters, Inc. Season 5 features bigger story arcs and some really funny episodes as the kids are getting older. Becky moves out with Mark. Darlene moves David in to keep David safer from his own mother. The Halloween and Thanksgiving episodes are funny, but at this point I also noticed that the Christmas episodes are kind of weak. Ironic for a show that embraces families so well. Domestic abuse is an issue addressed in this season, and this season features the legendary Tim Curry in 2 episodes. Season 6 has a couple of lagging episodes, but also some really good episodes as Darlene moves to Chicago for school while David stays, which causes problems when Darlene secretly moves David out, only to get caught with David later. Then Darlene heads back home for a little while and gets caught with David at home, which infuriates Dan the father as Dan throws David against the wall. When I saw that part, I was shocked. Now, the grandparents, as in the parents of Roseanne and the parents of Dan, do come in throughout the series, and this season features some more drama involving Dan's father. This season also features some fan-favorite episodes like the gay bar episode, and the episode Stash from the Past, when Roseanne, Dan, and Jackie get high on some old marijuana. which leads to this big scene in the bathroom. Since Jackie gave birth to her child in season 6, season 7 features Jackie raising her baby while still having marriage and dating problems. There's a big story arc involving David and Darlene breaking up. Darlene dates a guy on her campus who's played by Danny Masterson, the kid who went on to play Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show. They break up off screen, which eventually leads to David and Darlene rekindling with help from Roseanne. The season 7 finale features a very funny fantasy trip to Gilligan's Island. It might seem kind of weird that Jackie plays Gilligan, but it's part of the parody, and it plays off even further when the actual Gilligan's Island stars come in playing the Roseanne roles. Hilarious. But my favorite episode from season 7 is the episode titled White Men Can't Kiss. It's where DJ is afraid to kiss a girl in a school play. The twist is not that DJ isn't ready to kiss girls, it's that DJ doesn't want to kiss a black girl. So Roseanne and Dan have to explain to DJ that race and diversity should not be the issue, because all people are human beings, regardless of race. The downside is that this episode is too short. The girl he's supposed to kiss only appears once in the episode. The episode ends with Roseanne meeting the girl's father. We never get to see the school play itself. There's no part 2 to this episode. DJ dates different girls in later seasons, and this episode doesn't get addressed again. Until the brand new season, when it's revealed that DJ married the same black girl from this episode and had a child. Wow! Season 8, I'd say, is the overall best written season of the series. First 3 episodes are kind of slow, and then it gets amazing with episodes that feature John Goodman singing with Blues Traveler, Roseanne having another baby, and Jackie divorcing. The Thanksgiving episode from this season features a school play in which the white visitors shoot out the Native Americans. The Connor family is okay with it, but other parents criticize the violence of the play. The director defends it, and a Native American family shows that they're okay with the play as well. In the next scene, the Native American family joins the Connor family for Thanksgiving, and they tell the Connor family about their Thanksgiving story, just as it's presented on screen, reenacted by the Connor family and the natives. The Connor family plays the Pilgrims and the Native Americans play their ancestors. It's funny and quite insightful. The last 9 episodes of this season serve as a great story arc. The family uses new money to head to Disney World. One episode involves them planning it out and flying over, and the next episode shows them at Disney World. It serves as the turning point towards Darlene and David getting engaged and having their wedding in one of the most emotionally investing episodes of the series. Terrific to see these kids grow up through the past seasons and get married at this point in the series. Very well done. I went into season 9 not knowing about the harsh criticism it received upon its airing, so I have a fresh opinion on it. By season 9, I've noticed that Mark has become a very funny and clever man on the show. Every scene he's in, he hits the funny bone. This season also features some outrageously silly episodes that aren't that funny, like Rosambo and Roseanne Feld. Then there's some silly plot outlines like winning the lottery, visiting New York, Jackie dating a prince, Dan having trouble with his mom. Then the middle of it all, it gets serious again as marriage problems lead to Roseanne and Dan separating, and they rekindle right when Darlene gets into labor. The episode The Miracle involves Darlene being forced to give birth to a premature baby. The doctors tell them that the baby might not survive. The family has a goodbye scene to the baby, each passing her around. This scene rips your heart up, and then the miracle happens. If you've been watching the brand new season, you know that the baby from this episode is now Harris. In the finale, Roseanne gives this narration that the much of the season is actually fantasy that she made up as part of the book she was writing to cope with losing Dan to his heart attack that happened in the previous season. So, since much of season 9 is considered non-canon, you can also interpret that Roseanne's narration in the finale is non-canon. She narrates that Jackie came out of the closet when she didn't. She narrates that Becky and Darlene had opposite boyfriends when they didn't. And she narrates that Dan died, when really Dan faked his death. Season 9 got absurd, but I had fun watching it. Now that I've seen all 222 episodes of Roseanne, these new episodes of Roseanne are even more refreshing than before. I understand the nods to old episodes, and I love the show's take on life, the messages of us all having our own ways of living and learning as a kid, parent, or grandparent. That's another theme that gives this new season a little more edge, the passing down of roles. To see Roseanne and Dan as parents before and now grandparents in this show watching their kids raise kids of their own. It helps since the original cast reprises their roles for this season, including the second Becky actress playing a different role. As Dan Connor said at Darlene's wedding, it seems like there's plenty of time, and there really isn't. As for the episodes themselves, they're all golden. The premiere episode brings everybody back into it, introduces the grandkids, and has plenty of laughter. One episode brings David back just once. I wish he would come back more often. One episode has Roseanne worried that the newly moved Muslim neighbors might be up to no good, until she meets them and finds that they're actually good people who are willing to help Roseanne out with her internet problem. The episode also reintroduces DJ's wife, Gina. The finale is really nice too. Sadly, I was about to say that I'm looking forward to a new season, but just as I got ready to film my review, I learned that the show has been canceled due to Roseanne Barr's offensive tweet. She apologized for it, but she lost the show, lost her agency, and lost respect from some cast members. I am deeply saddened to hear that the show has ended this way, and I hope that the show will not end here. A lot of comedians make offensive jokes that they apologize for. Everyone makes mistakes. We shouldn't humiliate Roseanne for her mistake, as that would be unprofessional of us. Our mistakes do not define us, and neither should Roseanne's. I hope that her apology can be accepted, and that her show can be picked up again elsewhere, like another network. Of course, the show doesn't belong to Roseanne, it belongs to the cast. John Goodman, Laurie Metcalf, Leslie Goranson, Sarah Chalk, Sarah Gilbert, Michael Fishman, and Roseanne Barr. If the show gets picked up elsewhere, I hope that this TV family can come back together like a family and keep it going. I would be supportive of that and even express interest in working on that. Roseanne, I thank you for the wonderful show you have presented to us, old and new, and the life lessons taught throughout it. I hope that this isn't the end.